Hello, here I am in London facing the South Bank, and right behind me is what used to be called the County Hall, where the London's mayor used to work. It's now something called Shrek's Adventure. It's also the London Dungeon, and I think there's an aquarium there as well. If that isn't bad enough, then we have this monstrosity, the London Eye, spinning around at a very slow rate of knots. This is our culture today. This is entertainment above everything, and this is something that's got into the church. And it's very interesting to know that the word culture itself comes from a Latin word, cultus, and do you know what that means? Worship. So culture is what we worship. What we see as our culture is basically what we are worshipping. So we have to be very careful these days about what we see and what we do and what we think in terms of worship. This is dangerous because, you know, in our Christian world we're very specific about how we see worship. We've turned it from a verb into a noun. We've made it into a thing rather than a sort of a process or something driven from your heart. And our worship ourselves, you know, we have worship leaders who just happen to be perhaps singers or musicians, because that's how we're defining worship. Worship, as I say, it's become a noun. Now, to worship God is to bow down to Him, to lay yourself down, and to give back to Him all that He has given to you, and whatever skills He's given you, you give back to Him. And it doesn't have to be through singing and musical worship. I worship when I write. That's my principal expression of worship. That's just me. Other people would worship through art, through drama, or just for acts of service. You know, there's no limit really to how we should worship. So we have to be very careful when we talk about worship and realise sometimes that we are worshipping things that are not God and that are replacing Him. The part of our heart that we have been given in order to give back to God, this part of our, you know, our worship centre, has been taken over by idols. These idols can even be in the Christian world. How many of us do worship our Christian idols, our worship leaders, our songwriters, our writers, our pastors even? We maybe not admit it, but sometimes we act as if they are more important than the one who should be worshipped. So it's been a bit of a rant, but I think we just have to be very careful how we define what we do, and worship is very precious, and we need to get it right. So have a good day, and be careful as to who you worship. Thank you.